Well, hello there. So this is going to be a different video. I've been trying to hunt down all of the Burger King Kids Meal Scooby-Doo toys. I only got Daphne, Fred, and Shaggy. But today we are going to repaint the masks on these. I really loved it. When I found them, I was like, oh man, these are amazing. And the details on these are really good. And for it being solid colored plastic, some paint will really make these details pop. We got a cat for Daphne, Frankenstein for Fred, and a skull for Shaggy. So I'm planning on painting these in Ben Cooper style, so stay tuned. This was originally like a 2-hour long video. I was debating if I wanted to chop it up into parts and do 3 separate parts or do 2 parts. But I managed to get it down to a significant number, basically by speeding up all of the paint footage. No, I do not paint that fast. It would be amazing if I could, and toy factories would love me. So with the cat mask, this was my first attempt to emulate the Ben Cooper paint style. The masks are not the same as his masks, like shape-wise, but he uses a lot of neon colors and stuff like that. So like these were like the brightest colors that I had in my inventory. Several layers to kind of coat over that black. Yeah, and before I started painting these, I washed all 3 masks in a hot soapy bath to kind of get any oils off. I know that like if I had primed these, the paint would have stuck a lot better. I didn't have any primer currently, and I really just wanted to paint them. I'm going to be sealing them with some clear coat, so just to kind of keep all the paint on. But mainly they're just going to be sitting on a shelf for display. With these, they're going to be the entire painting process from beginning to end for each mask. I really didn't want to cut anything out. I really liked going through and like showing the full thing, even though it's sped up. Like I said, if I didn't speed it up, it was going to be a really long video, and nobody wants to sit for 2 hours. Unless you're a Harry Potter fan or a Lord of the Rings fan or Star Wars fan. I am a fan of all, so I would sit for 2 hours and watch. Even if it wasn't my video, I would put it on in the background and probably work on stuff while this was going on if it was a full 2-hour video. Now we are on to Shaggy with the skeleton mask. So after doing the Daphne's cat mask, I felt a little more comfortable with trying to emulate the style. So this one I really just let loose, and I have like pictures that I'm using as reference for paint on my iPad right there. So I really just went for it on this one, and I really liked how it turned out. I thought it turned out pretty good. Not pretty good. Like, pretty spot on. When it comes to Scooby-Doo, nothing screams nostalgia like Scooby-Doo. I mean, I grew up with Scooby-Doo. I will be turning 40 in October, so that'll tell you how old I am. My kids have watched Scooby-Doo, and they're 4, so they know who Scooby-Doo is. They know who Shaggy is, and they love Scooby-Doo. I feel like Scooby-Doo is a timeless, masterpiece for any age. I mean, they've had several different cartoons over the decades and decades that have been going on, movies, just everything. Scooby-Doo is just a part of everybody's childhood. So when they came out with these, I was like, yeah, I have to get them. They're amazing. Not to mention, Halloween is also my favorite holiday. It will always be my favorite holiday. You get to dress up in costumes and run around and be kind of kooky, be somebody else for the night, scare people if you're inclined to that. But yeah, and I also grew up with Universal monsters, so monsters in general are a big part of my childhood as well. Like Frankenstein is my favorite monster, so I saved it for last, because Frankie Boy is the best. The Ben Cooper paint jobs on the Frankenstein masks are probably the most interesting color wise, using the whites and the neon yellows, the reds are on the lips, or it's like a fuchsia or a hot pink red kind of color on the lips and the scar and stuff. It's just interesting, and I love the way that he was able to do it, because I know that Universal has like certain things patented, so like when you're making stuff like that, you kind of do it your own. And I honestly think that's what makes Ben Cooper's stuff also like nostalgic and like timeless, because it again is part of like not my childhood, but like my parents' childhood, but like it keeps coming back over the decades. Like vintage Halloween stuff keeps coming back, and I love the vintage Halloween stuff. Like all the blow molds, the masks, the decorations, everything is just amazing. Right there, I'm adding blue dots. Right there, I added a little blue line under the eyelid. I will go over that here in a sec, like I just did. It was kind of a mess up, but kind of not. I just did it a little too early. I will say this, putting it on the figures like that, to get those finer details makes it a little easier than holding that little stem. But these have been really fun to paint, and I'm hoping to get the rest of them. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys have been on the hunt for these, if you've been able to find them. How many Burger Kings did you have to go to? I see some of these reviewers that are like, oh, I only had to go to one Burger King and they had all of them. And I've gone through and it's like, we only have one or two, or they've only had three for like the same week. But the hunt's part of the fun. So after going through and painting up Fred and Shaggy's masks, I went back to Daphne's because I wasn't really happy with the first little pass. I didn't think it looked a lot like a Ben Cooper mask style-wise, so I'm kind of taking the reference picture that I used and extending out everything and making it a little more Ben Cooper-esque. You'll just watch. You'll see what I mean. And with that, that'll wrap up these three guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share even. Again, I appreciate you watching this video, and thanks for stopping by.